I want to get the different opinion from Norman Floyd Barnes from Washington, because you keenly covered the White House, Senate, Congress and Oval Office, left wing, right wing. So what news you have? Are you in the same opinion with the Scott Lekman says?
Yes, I am. Good morning from Washington, D.C. to everyone. Yes, the situation is still in a stalemate. The Kremlin has indicated that they have no desires to move towards a peace conversation. I'm not even talking about a deal, a conversation. They are hell bent on moving towards conquering and taking over Ukraine. Uh, Obviously, you're watching the news that they are very hesitant. They are basically have their own agenda, and right now everything is at a standstill.
Mr. Norman, may I know one thing? Is it the Trump's final trump card to weaken the NATO and to show the world that there is one man, Donald Trump, can do everything? Mr. Norman.
The situation is that you have two world leaders. You have Putin, you have Trump. However, they have governments. You have Russian Federation, you have the U.S. government here, and everybody wants to end the war. However, what conditions is this? They have to deal with the conditions of what's going on, the security measures, NATO, territory. What? Russia do not want to give up the land they have. Okay? We want to end the war because we have other things to do. And we also have commitments to Ukraine and also to NATO. At the same time, we want to have a situation where we can prosper as a country and as as a nation in terms of dealing with world trade. There are other stuff that's going on besides the war. The war is just an indication of a more serious problem. We have economic problems, we have trade and commerce, we have things that need to be done. So this situation is basically stagnating the flow of the world, what's going on. So it's in the opinion that Trump is trying to make a deal for his long-term objective is to enhance the prosperity of this country. So having this war continue is not to his benefits. It's not to the overall objective of what's going on. So he has to be very sensitive on both ends. Yes, I'm supporting Ukraine, but also I want to make a deal with Russia and other parts of the world so we can move on and get things going on. So right now, the stagnation is basically the terms and what's going on and how we're going to deal with this, and at the same time appease the governments.
There is something that is going on inside America, and of course Donald Trump is getting into a feud with other governors in other states. Just want to know how Norman Floyd Barnes feels about this kind of issue.
Norman.
Yes. My opinion, my response, my insight on the situation. President Trump is a long-term foe with the governor of Illinois. They are mortal enemies. The governor is a potential candidate for the president's position, the next presidential term. Also, Governor Newsom is also a candidate. As you notice, these cities has been singled out and targeted for military intervention, crime. There's high crime, so the president wants to put together this task. Actually, he has put together a task force to respond to these cities to put together a military suppression of crime, supposedly crime in these cities. And it's ironic that these cities are that he wants to address his political foes. So we have a fight going on. There's a lot of tension and stress going on. And we may end up seeing this in the Supreme Court. Matter of fact, I can almost guarantee you this stuff is going to happen in the Supreme Court if military troops are put into Chicago
right.
and other cities like Baltimore.
News reaction from Norman. As you are in Washington, you have latest news, I think. Pentagon is blocking the Ukrainian missile systems supported by Pentagon itself. So, do you think that Pentagon is trying to control Volodymyr Zelensky to stop retaliation to Russia? Mr. Norman.
My opinion is that these missiles, the delay in release and use of these missiles is part of the negotiation terms. They do not, the Pentagon is trying through the Trump administration, they do not want to give the illusion that we are against what is going to happen in terms of the peace negotiation. By delivering the missiles, it means that Ukraine has the ability to continue the war. They can be able to strike deep inside of Russia. So they do not want to instigate any more tension than what's going on. So the delay is part of the negotiation part.
All right, Norman, what is your impression? Because your president is going to face a sort of diplomatic battle losing with Putin. Putin is a very smart guy.
Yes, basically, as I mentioned before, the Kremlin and Putin has talked about this. They was reluctant to the point, and they basically conveyed to the president Putin that we do not want this. So that is what's happening. There's basically decided they want to continue with their demands and their conditions, and that's it.